Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And no excitement. Unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
They run once more with Taylor. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Play action. Now Richardson. Got his open man. It's Mallory. You talk about this Seahawks defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window. Because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Now it's Richardson. To the right side, complete. And I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on.
Richardson hit it. He fumbles it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
On third down, here's Richardson. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So the fumble recovery had them set up at ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This is Fant on the short completion. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. They'll look to throw here. As it completes to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And out across midfield down to the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They'll drop to throw. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense, and now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play?
He finds Smith and Jigba. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Give them a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles, picking it up, running it.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the #1 goal? Make the playoffs. #2, win your division. #3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the #1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
They go play action with Richardson.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Seahawks have picked it up.
He's got room at the 30. Down the left sideline.
And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. A big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
And this not an defense. Connecting over the middle with Downs.
Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
19 Tiger.
Richardson looking to throw. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Right here. 56 to Mike.
Now Richardson. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. Now Richardson back to throw it. That's Bourne. Got it on the slant.
Touchdown, Indianapolis. Kendrick Bourne, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Colts have cut it back within a score.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was Kendrick Bourne who was able to cap things off with a touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
He's got his target. That's complete. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown. DK Metcalf. 75 yards. And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
That complete to Downs. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Richardson looking to throw this. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce. And he's going to have a 1st down here. They're also in a field goal range now at the 27-yard line. Richardson working from the gun.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Seahawks, there he goes left side. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter.
56 to Mike, boys.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say, we'll see what happens.
And here's Daniel Whelan on now to punt.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. Oh, fighting off the defender. So we are at halftime.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Sheds off the tackle.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. He'll look to throw.
And, oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll fake the jet sweep and go instead with Walker.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Chris Godwin
with career touchdown number 60.
And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Now Myers for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Indy offense at the...
You know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Second and 10, back to the air with Richardson.
Got his mid, and now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Left side, he finds Pierce.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
Richardson.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. That's complete to his running back, Taylor.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 into 36. Now Kyrim890 for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 53. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
But down this big, we know that they need touchdowns instead of field goals, but now it's add insult to injury because they can't even get the 3, Charles, on the excellent block there by the special teams.
And it certainly felt to me like the special teams consider themselves an extension of the defense, which has played well for them. They have a nice cushion. They didn't want to allow any points, any opportunity to cut into their lead. A big-time play by those guys on that side of the ball.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
And Walker once more.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see, finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler, but again, just 1 yard out of it.
Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's the give to McIntosh.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Straight ahead, Walker.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Walker is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I just wonder if before that last play, if someone on the defense stepped in the huddle and said, we've been run over, run around, run through all game long. Can we come up with one stop right here? And on that play, they did.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Edwards is in. Touchdown, Seattle.
Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Here's Richardson to throw. Out right to Bourne. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Again, it's Richardson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Colts first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. Quick slant caught by Pierce. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And now it's blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense.
Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ball game now, and he's got a first down. Jet sweep here, Smith and Jigba.
Some tough running, but it only gets him to the 45-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And, oh, what a catch at the 2. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
You can can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the 19 Tigers.
From the shotgun, Richardson.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
3rd and 8.
56.
Richardson out of the shotgun.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here Richardson yet again. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted.
Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off.
And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it, and that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. Put a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top. Well, business as usual for them, well on their way to another victory, riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they